Nah, her and her mod did a op so that she could do some sort of attack on everybody asking people about their opinions on ice. This is the head mod. That's what that special little icon means. Twitch mod list for Zakrar. Head mod and mod for Asmongold. You know they're torturing Asian people, right? You don't think that you could walk down the street and the wrong type of incel ice agent might grab you up?
When did people on the right get so soy? You're smearing and defaming by calling someone a ch—
You mean your head mod sent a pre-planned question that you read out of the chat? There were thousands of other chat messages you could have read, but you decided to read that to attack Hassan? What is this nonsense? You didn't show support for Pink, and she won a case. It wasn't an accusation. She won her case. She went to court. A judge said she's right. You and your mod, fake ass fuck. And all your friends support ICE. So do you support ICE? Because I don't support them. Can you imagine if Hassan was hanging out with Kyle and a Nazi? You can't say, oh yeah, kill him, put him in concentration camps. Oh God, dignity, please, dignity. Nah. Dignity is for the people that fight for dignity. We assumed that you were normal, but you've come out and told us that you're not. Well, now we're taking out the trash and you're in the bag. And you're like, but wait a minute. I was arguing that you should treat people poorly because they're weak. Why are you treating me poorly? Because you're weak. We're listening to you. All right, let's talk about Emiru for a second. I want to talk about this for a second. I have avoided talking about Emiru because I wanted to give her the ability to come in our direction without being too aggressive. I saw her hanging out more with, like, you know, Cinna. I saw her hanging out with Maya. I've seen her, and I was like, you know what? Let's just let it cook, you know? And then Lakari got caught with child porn. And then Tectone was adjudicated to be a sexual assaulter and a stalker. And then Asmongold called for mass killings and concentration camps.
Put all the people that were doing the shit in front of the detention centers, put them in mandatory prison labor camps.
And she said nothing about any of that. And it's like, you've been promoting these people for years. These are your podcast co-hosts. You can't just say nothing. I did see this clip because Vio and I talked about it last night. I was like, what's going on with Emiru? Because Vio knows more about that side of the Twitch than I do. And the more I looked into it, the worse it looks. And there's really nothing more to say. She is a fascist. She supports Asmongold. She supports Tectone. She supports all this evil shit. That's the only conclusion. And the reason why I say that, which is an extreme position, is let's look at the chat. The person that she's reading is one of her mods. Like, this almost seems like an intentional bait. Okay, she's wearing this hat. Okay, she was looking at some, like, food. Oh, did it all get muted?
Notice the difference because my sleep schedule is so bad.
Yeah, I think we found it.
Yep. Should I do Scrandle first? Thoughts on ice? I don't know what that is.
Okay, so she read the chat. Thoughts on ice. There it is. Okay. I don't know. Can you see that? What are your thoughts on ice, Asanet at Emiru? You know, people going like, guys, they just won't let her create content. These fucking lefties are just constantly, they're just pressuring everybody to constantly talk about politics who doesn't want to talk about politics. Nah, her and her mod did a op so that she could do some sort of statement, some sort of attack on everybody asking people about their opinions on ice. This was not some sort of annoying Hassan chatter. This was her head mod. That's what that means. Head mod. So when your head mod is asking you about ice, like, what does a streamer saying ice validate? Well, here's the thing. She's a non-white streamer who's friends with a guy saying arrest people for being non-white.
I want to denaturalize them. I want to seize all of their assets, and I want to send them back to Somalia on a one-way flight.
That's what's happening in our country. Our people who are not white are getting stopped on the street and asked for their papers. And if they don't have the papers, or if the ICE agent just wants to arrest them, just arresting them and then sexually torturing them in ICE facilities. I don't know if you are aware of that. Your friend is supporting that. It's saying it's good. So your head mod is asking these questions. Okay, bet. You want us to comment on the fact that every single one of your friends is a rapist or a Nazi? Like, what's going on here? And I think Cinna just came out recently and said, ICE.
Ice. Okay, but unironically though, them. Yeah, it's them, don't care. And if you don't like that I say that, it's you too. You know what I mean? Hey, it's you too. That is that simple. It's really that easy for me. I'm telling you right now.
So I guess they're undermining her friend, attacking her friend, tried to clown her friend. Again, head mod, and she decided to read it. So to me, that makes it an op. If your head mod says something and then you call it out and then you go like, I can't believe people are asking me about my opinion. Your podcast co-hosts are two of the biggest right-wing grifters on the platform. You associated yourself with them. I didn't make you do it. I'm not going through the Twitch directory and going and interrogating everybody. You're the one who associated yourself with Asmongold, with Tectone, with Lakari. Those are your friends.
Holly, I genuinely have no idea what that is. I don't know what you're talking about. What is Hassan at?
They went to the border wall?
What the heck?
There is.
That's crazy.
I can't believe they really built a wall.
Yeah, this might be the most K-Kona W thing we've ever seen.
Yeah, this is kind of crazy.
I did it. I found a Mexico rock. This is worth 1,000 Hershey's Kisses.
It is.
It's a rock from Mexico.
And then finally I'm like, well guys, okay, I'm gonna go to my room. It's been great. And so him and like everyone else who's still there starts to get up. And then suddenly Bonnie goes, so guys, what's going on over in Guatemala? And Asmon's like, and then they stay for another like hour. I'm like, oh my God. But it was fun. I was really glad to have everyone come together. Oh, Guatemala, sorry. Yeah, wrong place. Sorry, Venezuela.
Wow, this got bot downvoted. Why did this get bot downvoted? Why does this have 0 upvotes? What a blessing to be this stupid. I wish I could be this uninformed. She's a shitty person for hanging out with Asmon. The people you hang with are a reflection of you. I don't care what anyone says. You just know the conversation with Asmongold was insufferable slop. You probably crashed out about third world wars, but guys, the Venezuelans are celebrating. I mean, like, isn't Bonnie mentioned by Emiru in that clip part Palestinian? I mean, he called her Palestinian subhuman who deserved to be genocided. God, that's sad, dude. It's so weird because I came onto Twitch, like, you know, I had some weirdos around me at first, but then I just kind of found the cool normal people and I became friends with them. Is she an Asmon orbiter? I would say that that's probably not completely. I think she's popular in her own right. She's an Asmongold friend and co-worker and supporter, but I wouldn't call her an orbiter. I would say that she's popular in her own right.
TFT, team fight tactics. I don't know how I got involved playing that game.
I don't know how I got involved playing that with that game. Emiru. Man, they play a lot, huh? Offline. Rich Campbell?
Doing on my days off recently is I usually still have to be at my computer to like do like work. I'll just buy my friends. I'll buy them games that I like playing and make them stream it for me on Discord.
I'm gonna be honest. Like, I was on a Discord call with somebody. Like, I was like streaming PoE to them until 7:30 in the morning. All right. I stayed up so late last night. Hey, I played 3 games of Mega Bonk with my friend, and I got on Discord, and I was like, I was screen sharing, and I just kept dying on map 1. I go to S-Fan's party. I haven't really decided yet. I don't know. I'm gonna probably lay down, maybe take a nap, and I will be back on tomorrow.
Hello. How's it going? Are we late? No. Yeah.
I'm probably gonna I'll give the second one away to someone. I don't know who yet. I picked this one up last night from the store.
Did you get the Switch too? No, I didn't. I went to a, it's actually kind of funny. I went to the midnight release of the Switch last night with somebody else, and they got their Switch, but I didn't get my Switch. And so I got home about like probably 3 in the morning almost. No, 2, because I had to do a meeting at 2 a.m.
Actually, I didn't buy it. It was given to me. I have a Switch too, and I will repay that debt.
I got 65 Zach Rar raids.
True simp, absolutely. You want to be a simp for someone who's not your girlfriend? Well, I mean, sometimes maybe to get her, you know, like you gotta capture him, right? It's like, you know, like whenever you're hunting and like you're trying to capture like a rabbit, right, or something like that, or a raccoon, you could say. You put
Bro, she's got the Tectone, Asmongold, Rich Campbell, Lakari close friend group. I mean, here's the thing. That's who she chooses to be friends with. Like, that's really it. She chooses to be friends with them. So, I mean, why would that be? I don't know how else to put this, but you have to have some pretty extreme interests in common. And those interests might be dangerous to advertise to other people. So it might be hard to find other people with similar interests. I don't know what those interests might be. It's either genuine friendship or clout, which is more humiliating. I don't know. I mean, Asmongold clout. I'm pretty sure she's gotten all the Asmongold clout she can get, right?
I mean, I've never been someone that gives takes on stream or tries to talk about politics or drama or anything. I've only ever like mentioned anything remotely related to like drama or bad things when it's like I was indirectly involved in some way and I felt like I should. But most of the time I'm like, I don't need to say anything. I don't think anyone even cares. I feel like when because I do see people that come into my chat and are like, Emmy, what's your opinion on the war or something? And I'm like, there's no way they actually care what my opinion is. They're just hoping I'll say something stupid so that they can put it on Twitter and they're gonna Asmongold me. Except I don't even know what's going on anywhere. So yeah.
One of the key like scam artist things is to make the mark think they're smarter than you. I don't believe the I'm dumb bullshit. I see through it. I think it's misogynistic to fall for that. It's the easiest trick in the book. Oh, I just don't know anything. All my friends are just right wingers and creeps. You know, I guess for me, I can't find any other friends. They're gonna freaking Asmongold me is a weird way of putting it. Yeah, what? Quote what you said back to you? My family doesn't have phones, bro. Never watch the news. The question that should be interrogated is, you see shit that's up in the world and you don't care even a little bit. You have all this money, you have all this wealth, you have an easy life, and you look out and see up shit and you don't care about it at all. Like, that's the best case scenario. She sucks so bad her entire platform is appealing to incels who fetishize Asian women as being more docile and respecting men. I mean, I'm sure you know, I respect you, Casey Tron, but I haven't watched any Emiru content. I mean, once I found out she was making a podcast with Tectone and Asmongold, in my mind she's been a chud for a while, but I have other enemies and other things to talk about that are more important. You know, I'm like trying to fight bigger battles. It's not that important to me that that I go around being some sort of enforcer on every other streamer. But at a certain point, when your podcast co-host, like, you know, I don't know what happened with her and Miz. I don't like Miz. I believe the accusations. So this isn't the first time that Miz did something up toward a woman. I'm not a supporter of Miz. I've never talked to him in you know, DMs or whatever. I've never collaborated with Miz. I'm completely disconnected from Miz. Miz is kind of a weird guy. It is what it is. But I was supportive of her coming out and speaking out. Meanwhile, her podcast co-host Tectone is being accused by another woman. And it's like, you want to speak out when it affects you, which you obviously should do. But then your podcast co-host is being sued and has now been found liable, and you're not even going to say anything? You're not going to say anything? You're not going to say anything for solidarity for women? That's crazy. The podcast co-host left in 2024. Bro, the adjudication was happening. The accusation was made. Now it's been proven true. When she was asked who she voted for.
And me can project their opinion onto me. So I voted for no candidates. Obviously. Yes, obviously. I just don't like talking about this. And Nick was asking me yesterday if I'm gonna cover the election today. I was like, yeah, totally. I'll probably be live long enough that they'll announce who won. Isn't that how it works? That they announce it like tonight, unless like something goes wrong with the votes and they recount or something? No? Oh, okay, never mind.
I've never seen someone obviously playing dumb in my life. I don't get it. Because it's like, you hanging out with Asmongold, you're hanging out with Tectone. Like, it's not a secret what you think. Either you're in favor of what they're saying or you don't care at all. And they're calling for people to be hurt. You know that like some illegal immigrants are Asians, right? You know that they're kidnapping Asian people, right? You know they're torturing Asian people, right? You don't think that you could walk down the street and the wrong type of incel ICE agent might grab you up?
When did people on the right get so soy? You're smearing and defaming by calling someone a chud. No, it tells me everything I need to know about the character of someone who talks about things this way. I don't know why this, I mean, it's intentional ignorance, but that's okay. It tells me everything I need to know about this person. If you are fine with commenting on things you don't know about when it benefits you, when you know your audience will like you talking about it, that's one thing. But then for you to use an opportunity or ignore an opportunity where you could talk about something, maybe your audience doesn't like it, maybe you could educate them on it a little bit, but you choose not to, you're just siding with whatever your chud or chudette audience wants to hear. She's right when she says most streamers are not qualified to talk about politics. Okay, here's the thing, dude. You actually don't have to be qualified to talk about politics to say ICE. It's not that hard of a concept. You know who doesn't do political content? Cutie Cinderella. Cutie Cinderella literally never does political content. And even she's capable of saying ICE. What about Cinna? These are, you don't have to be a political creator to recognize that it's not hard to say ICE. And I don't know if you know this, if you're an adult in this country, you should be the minimal amount invested in politics because you live here. There's this weird idea in America especially where like you can just be an adult and be like, oh, I don't care about politics. What? If you're above the age of 18, you should care about politics in your country. You don't get to be like, well, I don't agree with this whole taxes thing, so I'm just not gonna pay for it. You can't say like, well, I'm just not gonna care about all this politics stuff. This is by far like the, I think, dumbest American quality. Saying,
well, by the way, because she's lying, Denim. She's lying. These are her friends. She's lying. And by the way, people didn't ask her about, that's the thing that's even funny. She lied about people asking her. People didn't ask her. Her head mod asked her. Her head mod asked her. That's who asked her. We didn't ask shit. Her head mod did. So what are your thoughts on ICE, Hassanet? Like, they do this thing where they pretend like we're all like, oh, the lefties are running around harassing everyone and forcing them to comment on politics even if they don't want to. And it's like, you mean your head mod sent a pre-planned question that you read out of the chat? There were thousands of other chat messages you could have read, but you decided to read that to attack Hassan while your friends are rapist and Nazi and those are your three closest associates on Twitch. So what the f are you pretending like we're chasing you down? You want to f with us? You want to attack us because we're standing up for what's right? Defend your position. Make your position known. Come out. Speak out. Tell us why we're wrong. Why ICE is actually based. Don't do this like passive aggressive bullshit with you and your head mod to try to make yourself into a victim like we were doing anything to you. We weren't doing shit to you. In fact, I showed support of you. Hassan showed support of you when you spoke out against Miskiff. What is this nonsense? You didn't show support for Pink and she won a case. It wasn't an accusation. She won her case. She went to court. A judge said she's right. She went to the police. She went to a lawyer. She went to a judge and she won. And all the police are investigating it. They have, whether they decide to charge or not, it's out of Pink's hands. But she did everything right and you didn't say shit. And now here you are poking us saying, are you a Hassanet, Emiru? Or you want to speak out against ICE? You brought it up. You brought it up. Stop acting like a victim. You and your mod. Fake ass fake as desperate. And is there anybody in here who disagrees with me? Is anybody in here going, leave her alone? Like, please, who's in here who disagrees? Because there's nothing more to say. You left someone out of the picture. Theo with the absolute banger. Her response makes sense when you look at who she hangs around with. Can you imagine if Hassan was hanging out with File and a Nazi, a guy who says that Palestinians are an inferior race who should be genocided? And that's not even, she was gaming with Rich Campbell too. I forgot to mention that. This was before the accusations happened. This is before Asmongold came out as a Nazi. This was like 2 years plus ago. And guess what? I didn't make them become Nazis. I didn't make them go down the right-wing pipeline. Are we supposed to be future seers? Will left OTK. And the thing about these is they liked being on the offense. But the moment we look at Destiny, the moment we look at Hutch, the moment we look at Asmongold, the moment we look at Tectone, they're crying and begging on their knees. Asmongold had to give a groveling apology for his ban. He had to crawl on his knees and say how he was going to start cleaning his room and showering more, or whatever the he did. Meanwhile, we've been proven right every step of the way. We haven't had to back down one bit. So what are your thoughts on ICE, Hassanet? It's so dumb. Like, what does a streamer saying ICE validate? It makes no sense. So this is her head mod. This is the head mod. That's what that special little icon means. Here is the official Twitch website badges guide, in case you didn't know. Twitch chat badges guide. A lead moderator. A moderator with this icon is the lead moderator of the channel you are currently visiting. Lead moderators have all the abilities of regular moderators plus additional permissions like managing the mod team, adding, removing VIPs, accessing all channel moderation settings. Lead moderators can choose to display either the lead mod badge or a regular mod badge. So in other words, Emiru's head mod is out here shitting on people for speaking out on ICE. We didn't make her say this. We didn't make her do this. We didn't make her read her head mod's chat. We didn't make you do that. So who did I go into your chat, Emiru, and ask you what you think about ICE? And by the way, she's shitting on Cinna because Cinna said ICE, and some of the Asmongold fans were like attacking her on Twitter. So I guess Emiru agrees with those Asmon fans attacking Cinna. Is that what I'm just asking questions now because you started it. So let's go. Let's go. Hasanet is also being used to derogatorily compare her to Hassan. Your head mod, by the way. Oh, I'm such a small bean. Why are people attacking me? I'm such a small bean. Meanwhile, head mod is doing, that's the question she read. So she could do a rant about how streamers are just stupid. Don't ask them questions about politics. Meanwhile, your best friend is Asmongold. Doesn't that, you know, make you think that maybe she's a liar? And they go after Denims again. Convenient target. That person is also a mod for Asmongold. Twitch mod list for Zakrar. Where are they at? Oh, there they are. Oh, head mod and mod for Asmongold. So what are we doing here? What are we pretending here? We're a victim. We started the fight. We read a message from our head mod, and now the left is attacking. No, bro, we know what you are. We know what you are. In fact, we were honestly going gentle, and we were not. I wasn't saying shit about Emiru. I wasn't saying shit about Emiru. Hassan wasn't saying shit about Emiru. Even Denim, I mean, I guess Denim said something. I mean, I spoke out about a lot of people before. I've been speaking out about Asmongold for years.
Oh, no, I know what ICE is. I thought, okay, never mind. I do, like, there's a certain extent where I'm like, okay, sure, I get people wanting big content.
I guess she was playing copyrighted music, so we can't listen anymore to her response. We can't react live. I didn't say she was an incel. I said she was a pick me for incels, which is true. Stay mad. She's not gonna you. By the way, by the way, when people say pick me, what does that mean? There's an older word for the concept. It's called a minstrel show. It's basically when a member of a minority group performs out the stereotypes that the majority group imposes upon them for their entertainment. That's called a minstrel show. So when we say pick me, we basically mean a woman who's embracing a lot of the like misogynistic tropes about women and using them to curry favor with men. That's really what pick me is. So that's what we're talking about. She sure has associated with a lot of trash over the years. I mean, listen, if you like her, you must like Asmongold is really what it comes down to. And by the way, it's not that other people haven't tried to be friendly with her. There's plenty of people that are not weirdos that would have been friendly with her. She picked Lakari. She picked Asmongold. She picked Tecto. That was her decision. Nobody made her do that. And the question that you have to ask yourself is, what is common about all of those men? Lakari, we know, is, you know, looking at child porn and jailbait, right? We know that Asmongold is a Nazi. We know that Tecto is a sexual assaulter who looks at a lot of like lolly shit and gotcha games. It's like, what's going on here? We know Rich Campbell was accused of sexual misconduct. What the is going on here? And I want to be fair. I want to be fair to Emiru. Like, I'm sure Emiru will shit on me all day and say how I'm the worst and I'm horrible and I'm evil or whatever. I'm not trying to shit on her. I'm legitimately like, there's no other conclusion we can make. There is no other conclusion we can make. You should really just shit on her. She sucks. She's kind of just the worst. All right, here's how I feel. Maybe it's misogynistic of me. I feel like what I'm saying is damning enough. Like, I don't need to go over my skis and start making accusations that are not founded. I could just say the truth. I don't need to say anything. Like, you know what I mean? Like, this is bad enough. All right, let's keep going.
Thoughts on ICE? I don't know what that is. Allie, I genuinely have no idea what that is. I don't know what you're talking about.
Can we just say how these people constantly like shit on Hassan like cowardly, as we proved that was her reading her head mod, by the way, also a mod of Asmongold, and they attacked Hassan. It wasn't some random chatter. It was her head mod. Again, head mod.
What is Hassan at? Don't know what. Oh, no, I know what ICE is. I thought, okay, never mind. Like, there's a certain extent where I'm like, okay, sure, I get people wanting big content creators to like say their opinions on like important topics. I get that, right? But it's like, if you need a streamer who doesn't even know anything about politics to tell you about politics, you probably just need to like get off the internet. Like, just stop. Like hello? Like, I don't, like, what?
You think no one should be watching Asmongold? Say that. Say, for example, Asmongold's my friend, and if you watch him, you're a fucking idiot. That's what you should say, right? Say, don't watch Asmongold, he fucking sucks.
Like, how am I gonna, I don't know.
So we live in what's known as a democracy, chat. And in a democracy, all adults have the ability to vote for our political leaders, right? Now, there's a lot of problems with American electoral system. It's super anti-democratic in a lot of ways. It blocks reasonable progress. The parties are intentionally designed to suck shit because of corporate money. But every adult at least has the right to show up at the polls who's a citizen of this country and cast a ballot. And I don't know about you, but our country has a lot of problems that are apparent to me, and I want them fixed. I also don't like my tax dollars that I'm forced to pay going to Israel to kids or going to dumb wars in the Middle East or Venezuela or Cuba or China. I'm tired of mass thugs getting $170 billion while my roads are choked with congestion, trash, potholes. I'd like to have my society clean the fuck up. That would be nice. And with all the money that's taken out of my bank account, how about I get something for that money?
I don't know. Get help. Like, even like, I don't know. Obviously, I don't dislike any of the political streamers except for like some of like the really bad ones. I don't really like them, but it's like I don't understand how in the first place people care so much what they say. I guess it's because they just have a lot of reach or influence, but it's like, why are you listening to them in the first place? I don't know. Anyway, pie mash and liquor with no liquor. What the fuck?
Guys, my closest friend who rated me 65 times and who I have podcast with is one of the country's largest right-wing grifters. But why do you care about what streamers say about politics? I think one of the things that's really important to understand here is like we are at an election where Donald Trump was elected in large part because of things like podcasters and streamers. And before podcasts and streamers, there was radio, talk radio and cable news. There's always been people talking about politics. Also, what would qualified mean to you? Liquor or no liquor on your pie mash? Obviously, you go with the liquor. Like, what are you talking about? These are dry as fuck, and they're probably under-seasoned.
I guess I'd pick the with the liquor because this just looks dry. Those mashed potatoes.
Yeah, I guess she's got some good takes in there as well. Seems like you can look at information and come out to a conclusion. I don't think you're qualified to evaluate the pie mash.
Potatoes just looks like dry ice cream. What? Okay, I've up, I guess people don't.
Oh, they're British people though. They're British people though. They obviously don't want to have flavor. All right, I think that's everything I needed to see in the VOD. All these people want is validation. Don't capitulate to them. It's not about validation. It's about, should I support someone who supports ICE? And all your friends support ICE. So do you support ICE? Because I don't support them. I don't want to accidentally support any more right-wing content creators because we have some evil shit happening in our country and I don't want to support people that are behind it. It's not that complicated, folks. Not that complicated. It's pretty fucking easy. Asmon was fighting back against the backlash yesterday. Oh, hell yeah.
When did people on the right get so soy? You're
yeah.
smearing and defaming by calling someone a chud.
It's not soy, it's basic human dignity. You shouldn't go and harass people for no reason.
This okay, chat, I want you to know something. They don't believe in it. You don't get it. You don't get to call for basic human dignity when you don't believe in it, Zach. And you're not gonna get it from us. Like you can't say, oh yeah, and put them in concentration camps. Oh God, dignity, please, dignity. Nah. Dignity is for the people that fight for dignity. See, the problem that we have right now, and we're going to change your mind, is you thought woke one was us being mean because we would say, hey, can you not be an asshole and, you know, like judge someone based on their race? Can you not insult someone just because they're a woman? Like you thought woke one was bad. We're not doing woke one. You need to study the Cultural Revolution of China. Woke one was our attempt to convince you to be a human being through sound argument and like empathy. We're not doing that anymore. You're done. Study the Cultural Revolution. We'll have you in the corner wearing a dunce cap, okay? We're not going to be like, this is the least of your concern. Oh, dignity, dignity. The guy who argues for might makes right is calling for basic human dignity. What, do you not feel strong anymore?
Just because they won't take over your political beliefs. This is what people like Denims do. What they do. I don't want to, her face is too big on the screen. I don't want to see that. But anyway, yeah, it's just too much. If you go and do that and you're bullying somebody into having a political opinion or talking about something, then what are you really doing?
We're not bullying you. We're separating ourselves from you. It's called the right freedom of assembly. I don't want to hang out with people who justify pedophiles. I don't want to hang out with somebody who supports fucking rape. I don't want to support someone who believes that human beings are not equal based on their race or their national origin or their immigrant status. I don't want to support that, and most normal people don't too. We assumed that you were normal, but you've come out and told us that you're not. Well, now we're taking out the trash and you're in the bag. And you're like, but wait a minute. I was arguing that you should treat people poorly because they're weak. Why are you treating me poorly? Because you're weak. We're listening to you.
Like you're saying that you're not with, if you're not with us, you're against us. Like you're just justifying attacking somebody.
By the way, that comes from the right. That's something George W. Bush said before he bombed a bunch of innocent people 5 million people in the Middle East. The genocide we did called the War on Terror. The fact that we're starving Cubans and we're saying if you trade, I want to trade with Cuba, but I can't. Because if I do, I'll go to prison. They'll take all my money out of my bank account and they'll put me in prison for 20 years. Meanwhile, what did Cuba do? They invented a vaccine that cures lung cancer. A tiny island invented a vaccine that cures lung cancer, and you can't get it in America. Cuba has had a lung cancer vaccine for years, and now it's coming to the US. Well, this was under Obama, but it got banned again. That's from 2016. Because Obama was doing the normalization of relations with Cuba, and then Biden didn't do that. And that's the reality. The other thing is, like, and I want you to understand this, we're not going to be gentle this, like, I'm going to be completely honest with you, chat. The more power I get, the harsher I'm going to say you should be toward the right. That's just, I'm not gonna like let up ever. The more power, the more harsh. The more power, the more harsh. That's just the way it's gonna be. I don't want to see Nick Fuentes on my screen anymore. I want every single ICE agent who ever in prison. I want everybody who supported them in a facility where we talk through their emotions and they get some help.
No, it tells me everything I need to know about the character
cure for lung
of someone
cancer?
who talks about things
Fuck
this way.
you, capitalist. Your capitalist dogs want to sell you chemo instead.
Yeah.
I don't know why this, I mean, it's intentional ignorance.
What?
But that's okay. It tells me everything I need to know about this person. If you are fine with commenting on things you don't know about when it benefits you, when you know your audience will like you talking about it.
When does she do that?
Well, for a good example of that is she said that Ethan Klein's lawsuits were good.
Well, reacts are a little scary because I saw that some people are getting sued for reactions, but I mean it's like a different case than what I do, I guess. It's people that like maliciously react, like they react to people they hate and they're like, watch me so that they don't get any views.
Emiru said Ethan Klein's lawsuits were good, even though she's a worthless react streamer. You people, like, all of you react so much worse than every other react streamer. You're like legitimately worthless. Sit in the corner making faces, react streamers, if we're even lucky enough to see you make a face. But she was out there going like, yeah, it's good that Ethan Klein is suing Denims and Frogan. It's good that she's suing Casey Tron. You, or he's suing them.
That didn't even happen.
Did she have a law degree that I missed? Did she go to law school and I miss it?
It literally didn't even happen. Like, what do you mean? Oh my God.
That's one thing. But then for you to use an opportunity or ignore an opportunity where you could talk about something, maybe your audience doesn't like it, maybe you could educate them on it a little bit.
Educate them on it. This is my favorite word to see people like her use, because this idea of educate implies some sort of intellectual superiority.
I'm gonna help you out, Asmongold. When somebody knows more than you, their knowledge of a thing is superior to you. Now, that superiority isn't innate. They aren't superior by birth. They're innate. They are superior by material conditions. And you can end that superiority by learning, by reading. Like, if I read a book and I know more about a subject than you, I am superior in my knowledge than you. But if you read that same book and you comprehend it at the same level, then you're now my equal. Isn't that great? You too can become an equal by learning. You fucking subhuman. You are a disgusting fucking worm. There's a new type of left forming, the actual far left. You've never seen us before. You don't even really know about it. You probably think you do, but you don't. You don't actually.
You are in possession of this unique knowledge that nobody else has, and I have to bestow upon.
Okay, that's not what education is. What? Asmongold is so scared of reading a book, he thinks knowing anything is like being godlike. Bro, she just read a book or read an article, man. Or she had experiences. And she combines those, like, it's not that hard, brother. It's not that hard.
Listen, if you're a video game streamer, the probability that you have to educate your audience on a real...
Bro, that's you! You're saying your entire stream is pointless. He's saying his entire stream is pointless. Why don't you just listen to yourself by taking a break? Retire.
Like, do you really think that all these people that play video games for a living are gonna understand politics? What is this?
Not all of us are uneducated. Hassan, myself, Denims, we have college degrees. I ran for office. I worked in the Committee of Urban Affairs. I studied policy for a long time. I was an advocate and I've been an activist for now, 13 years. I know a lot more than you. I went to law school. Like, what do you want me to say? Like, I'm as dumb as you? What have you done in your life? What do you know? You know nothing. In fact, you say learning is, you know, you could just intuit shit. Yes, you should be silenced. Obviously, you should be silenced. And you say it yourself. You're a disgusting nihilist and you're evil. You say that yourself. And I believe you, Zach. I believe you. I agree with you, honestly. I think you and I both know that I'm the good guy and you're the evil piece of shit that needs to be stopped. Like, you acknowledge that. You're not even quiet about it. You just get pleasure from being a sadist. But it's, you know, it's virtual sadism, Chad. It's from, you know, him and Lakari hanging out, you know, watching some stuff together. He doesn't have the wherewithal to even really be out in the world.
But you choose not to? You're just siding with whatever your chud or chudette audience wants to hear.
Who's even to say this? See, isn't it crazy? And the thing that I really hate about this is the fact that it's so many just absolute lies.
I mean, I have almost as many subs as Emiru. Like, think about that. Think about that. How unemployed is her audience? How unemployed is her audience? I mean, maybe she'll get a bunch of gifts and I'll really rue the day. But that's crazy, dude. That's crazy. Even the simps aren't shelling out. I mean, I have more tier 3s than anyone. I don't know anyone who has more tier 3s than me. Does anyone have more tier 3s than me? I think I have the most. I'm currently 75th most subscribed channel in the world on Twitch. 75th. In November, I had 100 tier 3s. My all-time high is 121. I know for a fact I've got more than Asmon. Or what is it? Zach Rar. 8 tier 3s. Guys, he does not bot. He doesn't bot, guys. There's no botting going on. Only 13 people of the tens of thousands who supposedly watch him decided to give him money. Crazy.
Smears, misrepresentations, assumptions, and just total bad faith arguments. She never talks about politics at all, period. Really, like it's insane. How can you hear what's not said? Yeah, it's insane what these people do. And somebody said about the lawsuit, this is the real reason why Denims is mad. The real reason why she's mad is because somebody asked, oh, what do you think about Ethan's lawsuit? And she went and said, yeah, that seems pretty bad to react to a video and say not to watch the original video.
What? Why? What the f are you talking about? Who gives a shit? What? That's called critique and criticism. Who gives a shit? I can't believe you reviewed a movie or video game and then said don't play the video game or don't. That's all you do, you dumb fuck. What? If corporations should be able to sue you for stealing their content because you gave a bad review, you dumb fuck? That's half of what you do, you dumb fuck. God, he's dumber than dirt. And the reason why they're not consistent and they don't believe in anything, they just think it's not going to happen to them. They just think, oh, the unfair, arbitrary behavior isn't going to happen to me, so I support it happening to other people. This is the low IQ brain worm of every right winger. I support evil shit happening to other people because it won't happen to me because I'm on the good team, so nothing bad will ever happen to me. And then you know what happens, chat? Then the Soviet Union rolls the tanks across Germany and all of these motherfuckers start having their worldviews shattered about how they're not the superior race and communism isn't weak. And you know what they do? They fucking kill themselves in mass. Now, I'm not saying Asmongold's gonna kill himself. I'm just talking about the mass suicides in Nazi Germany because all the fascists couldn't accept the reality that they're inferior, that communism was better than fascism and beat its ass when they fought head to head, face to face. The fascists got smashed.
That's literally all she said. And who's in that lawsuit?
Even Russia figured out communism didn't work. No, they didn't. What happened is a dumb Rube became president, became leader of the Soviet Union. He was a dumb Rube and he believed American propaganda and he thought he could do some reforms, and instead America installed a alcoholic scumbag by Yeltsin and they destroyed the country. You know what happened in all the places that used to be the Soviet Union? They got fucking destroyed and they still haven't recovered 30 years later, 40 years later. That's what actually happened. Meanwhile, in China, they did some reforms, but they kept the Communist Party, and now it's the fastest growing economy and society in human history. Almost like that wasn't it.
She's right when she says most streamers are not qualified to talk about politics. Okay, True. Here's the thing, dude. You actually don't have to be qualified to talk about.
You don't have to be qualified to repeat my opinion to me. Is this right?
Politics to say ICE. It's not.
Of course you do. It's not your position to say that. If somebody doesn't understand politics or what immigration is, why would they be expected to say something about immigration? This is the same purity testing. This is the exact same purity test, collective bullying. This is what these people do. Because they were unable to achieve a consensus at the ballot box, they have to attack, intimidate, defame, and lie.
Okay, first of all, the Democratic Party under Kamala Harris is the only person on the planet that could have lost to Donald Trump. And we're going to teach you guys. And we're going to have a beautiful young Latina woman who's going to come. She's going to stomp all over you. And you're probably into that because at the end of the day, you're a submissive little worm who needs a mommy figure.
About everybody on the internet so they can, by proxy, create a consensus, a false consensus on the internet that everybody dislikes ICE. And they go and attack anybody who doesn't repeat the exact same thing back to them. It's not even enough for someone to be neutral or to not have an opinion. That's not even enough. You have to agree with them or they attack you.
Not that hard of a concept.
Isn't that crazy?
You know who doesn't do political content?
Who?
Cutie Cinderella. Cutie Cinderella literally never does political content.
She talks about politics all the time. What do you mean? She talks about politics constantly. She did a fundraiser for stickers that say F ICE. What are you talking about? See, this is what these people do, is that...
So now we're equating supporting someone making a ICE video or supporting a fundraiser for people affected by ICE to be the same thing as making political content? Is that what we're trying to do?
They pretend that their values aren't politics, so they can rationalize forcing everybody to repeat the party line to them. They say, well, this isn't about...
It's not force. I mean, I advocate for force. None of these other people are. I am. I think we should force Asmongold and his supporters. They need help. First of all, he needs to go and he needs to be 5150. Guy's obviously mentally ill. He lives in squalor. He's a hoarder. He doesn't shower. He's covered in pests. He's a nuisance to his community. He should be in a he talks about homeless people, needing to be put in mental institutions. He objectively is no different than them. The only difference between Asmongold and a homeless man is Asmongold hit the lottery ticket that he was streaming WoW at the exact right time in history, and he hit the lotto on it. And he became the lolcow, a spectacle for a bunch of incels. He's no different than any mentally ill person on the street. Like, that's just objective reality. Let's be honest.
Politics. This is about human decency.
What's the
It's about life and death.
5150 is an involuntary commitment to a mental institution.
It's about doing the right thing. But at the end of the day, what they really want to do is they want to get together and collectively bully a person into obeying them, listening to them, and allowing their platform to be co-opted so they can use that person's platform to push their message. And the reason why they're doing all of this is because they lost the election. You couldn't win by an actual consensus. You lost the popular vote, you lost the election, and you lost the will of the people. Most people support mass deportations. So you have to attack, intimidate, and lie about people on the internet so you can scare everybody else into obeying your sycophonic, psychotic group of freaks. It's pathetic.
And even she's capable of saying ICE.
Why?
What about Cinna? These are you don't have to be a political creator to recognize that it's not hard to say fuck ICE. And I don't know if you know this. If you're an adult in this country,
why? If you're an adult in this country, most of them voted for ICE. Immigration was one of the main things that Trump ran on, and he won the popular vote on saying that I'm going to send in ICE and do mass deportations. This entire and this is the exact same thing that they did during BLM, is that they created this peer pressure where as soon as anybody goes out and doesn't immediately repeat the party line back to them, they assume that this person is the worst, most bad faith, bad actor person, and then they just make up lies about them. They just lie about these people, and then they repeat the...
We don't have to lie about you guys. Lakari caught with child porn. Tectone is a rapist and a stalker. You put a halo over the head of Tectone's dad when he was a multiple sex offender who got cashiered out of the military for assaulting women and had to have a special law made so that more more predators like him didn't get away with it in the military. Rich Campbell is your buddy, and you don't brush your teeth or take showers, and you're covered in filth. What do you mean? What do you mean, freaks? That's you guys.
To each other, they engage in total reputation destruction, and they do everything that
It's so funny because that's all they do. They lie about me and they lie about Hassan. We tell the truth about you. We tell the truth about you. You lie, and you still lose. Even with the +5 by lying on the roll, you still lose.
they can to damage and hurt this person for not obeying and then repeating their political slogans back to them. This is crazy. Endless purity tests. That's right. Total purity test.
Purity test, and it's saying don't advocate for the mass murder, don't advocate for concentration camps, don't advocate for racism, don't advocate for people being oppressed and their constitutional rights violated. That's guys, that's us oppressing you. Now, you arresting someone because they wrote in their college newspaper that we shouldn't give money to Israel, that's not oppressive. That's not a purity test. Me saying, hey, don't watch this streamer on twitch.tv because they support the mass kidnapping of innocent people and the violation of our constitutional rights and the murder of American citizens on the street, that's a purity test. Shut up.
Now she's dragging Senna into this. Senna doesn't have anything to do with this. Who cares what Senna does? And and also keep in mind, that's the way that they do it, is they pressure some people to do it. And then once some people fold, then they use the fact that those other people folded for them to go and attack somebody else and say, well, these people folded. Why aren't you folding?
Everything he says is a fucking buzzword, and then he reads his chat. Everything he says is a fucking buzzword. There's never an argument. I get tired of watching Asmongold because of how vacuous it is. How completely vacuous it is. There's nothing to it.
This is the way that they wield power, through the force of basically consensus. And it's a false consensus. They're attacking her for not conforming to the groupthink. And also what I think is very ironic about this is that Emmy probably agrees with them. She just doesn't talk about politics on her stream. It's like
they're so defeated. They're so defeated that they have to claim they agree with us now. They're so f***ing defeated. Oh, fuck. Oh, Asmon, go on your stream and say that I probably agree with them. Nah. Emmy, just go on your stream and say dice, and you're never going to talk to Asmon again because he's such a Nazi.
You can't even have a neutral opinion or not want to talk.
You know they're kidnapping Asian people too, right? Like, they're not just kidnapping brown people. They're not just kidnapping black people. They're kidnapping Asians off the street too. But you don't think they'll do it to you? They're sexually assaulting detainees in these facilities where they have no due process. Americans are getting transported all over the country. They can't get the what's called habeas corpus. Now, I know you've never read a book, Emiru and Asmongold, so I'll explain to you what habeas corpus is. Habeas corpus is a motion you can make in federal court called, it's Latin for present the body. In other words, the government has control of someone and we don't know why. It's not legal. Can the court order that they be released, or the government provide proof for why they're detaining them? Called habeas corpus. So when you don't have due process, then Americans can't use their habeas corpus rights to free themselves from an unlawful detention, and they do it according to race. Dumb fuck. They go, you're brown, you have an accent, you're not white. I think you might be an immigrant. Do you have your papers? And then this is the really scary part. People have presented their birth certificate, and the guys go, I think this is fake, and arrested them anyway. So just being legal and having your papers hasn't been enough
about this. And the main thing that I don't like about this the most is that the reason why I don't talk about certain issues is because I don't feel like I'm informed on that issue, and I would rather—
Bro, you're not informed on literally any issue. You're uninformed on every issue. What are you talking about? You're uninformed on every issue. As someone who's working closely within the federal courts, 90% of judgments I've seen come through are TROs against the government. Those are temporary restraining orders. And to release the petitioner, the judges are fed up. Yeah, well, I'll believe that when they actually start arresting ICE agents with U.S. Marshals.
Rather leave the space open for somebody else who is informed to take that place. Like,
what the f are you talking about? Who's informed, you fucking coward? Who's the intelligent chud that we should all be listening to? You're the biggest chud, you uninformed fucking dope. You supported the genocide in Gaza. You supported the intervention in Venezuela. You support concentration camps for ICE protesters. What's the informed right-wing opinion, you fucking worm.
For example, like, I don't really talk a lot about, like, you know, who's right and wrong, and, like, you know, these,
Somebody
like,
give me the clip about how he says he never reads books.
different, like, Iran is a pretty easy one, right? But, like, in other Middle Eastern conflicts, like, I don't try to get into the weeds about, like, who's right, who's wrong.
Why is Iran easy, you uneducated dope? Nobody goes into these dumb wars in the Middle East and goes, we're gonna get in a quagmire. We beat Iraq's military relatively quickly, and then there was an insurgency, and a bunch of American soldiers got their dicks blown off by improvised explosive devices. You stick 100,000 American troops in Iran, they'll be coming home in fucking garbage bags. They'll be blown to pieces.
To read articles outside of Twitter, how can you shamelessly tell others to read more? I don't need to understand whatever article you want me to read. All I need to understand is human psychology and incentives. And incentives and human psychology are the deciding factors of how people will behave. I don't need to read your little special book or your Wikipedia article or anything else besides that. None of that stuff matters. What matters fundamentally is how do people act, how do people think, and how do people respond to incentives. If you can understand that, then nothing...
Isn't it so funny how dumb this rat is? This is medieval peasant brain. This is cut open the rabbit and see if its entrails have tumors, and if they do, that means we're gonna have a bad harvest season. This is the type of mentality that kept human beings in dark ages for thousands of years. Literal peasant brain. And we broke out of this kind of mentality, and it was very, very hard to get out of this kind of mentality. It took centuries of effort to finally break out. This is like generationally dim-witted. This is something that if it spreads will actually kill us. The reason why so many of us have lives where we can afford to eat food even though we don't do any farming is because of technology and knowledge that was developed through actual learning and science. This is beyond peasant brain. This is honest to God virulent stupidity that's gonna kill people. God, he's so fucking worthless, man.
Nothing else matters. It's pretty simple.
God, he's such a dumbass. And chat, it's not that hard. Chat, how do we get Wake to move to LA? Abandon Texas, Wake. It's it over, man. Abandon Texas.
Point is that, like, yes, hold content creators accountable if you believe their silence to be complicit in the degradation of the world, but also it's their prerogative whether or not they choose to speak on it, right? So I hope that everyone, as someone who, you know, stands firmly in the camp of ICE, and I would love to see that and Gestapo get dismantled, I would love for everyone to speak ill of it because I think it's good. But I also understand that as someone who's lost money due to speaking out on things, I understand why people don't do it, you know?
Well, here's my counter. I love Wake. Let me just counter argument this by saying people should lose money for being right-wing chuds and being cowards. I think disgusting centrist corporate scum should not be rewarded. I want to live in a world where virtuous people are rewarded for speaking out, not punished. And it disgusts me that Wake was punished for saying the right thing. That's capitalism in a nutshell. They promote people that are sociopaths and they step up people that say the right thing and do the right thing. We're going to fight against that. We're going to make it different. We're going to stand outside of the market and we're going to say, fuck you. Nobody watched this scumbag. They're a Nazi. We're going to punish you. We're going to make your line go down.
At the same time, I encourage everyone to do it all the same because there are a few things that, you know, will stick with you forever. And it's...
Mike, has crime gone down? Crime has been going down for decades. The crime went down fastest in places that are ruled by socialists, namely the Philadelphia DA, Larry Krasner, is the most left-wing DA in the country, and he has seen murder rate in Philadelphia fall faster and lower than any other city in the country. The other place where violence is going down is in New York City under Zoran Mamdani. So if you want murder to go down and crime to go down, you need to elect far left candidates.
You know, what it is you chose to stand for, right? Point is that, like, yes, hold content creators.
Now, look at this chat. This will close out our Asmongold shit, and then we'll move on to something that's a little bit more interesting, which is look at Asmongold talking about harassing small streamers for not supporting ICE.
Well, people get mad and they talk shit about this, but at the end of the day, I'm glad that more people are starting to speak up against it. And I'm glad that, I'm going to be honest, I'm glad that more creators are getting hate on social media for not supporting ICE and for making virtue statements against ICE. I think that content creators need to deserve, I think they deserve, and I think they need a lot more hate, and they need a lot more pushback for being able to virtue signal about how bad ICE is. I do. I'm really glad to see more people speaking up against it and, you know, taking a stand for these weirdos, right? Especially streamers. I want to see it happen a lot more.
Well, Emiru is a good place to start, you little bitch. And we're gonna come for all your little friends. You think it's bad now? It's just starting. It's just starting. You parasite, hypocrite, scum. I mean, of course he's a hypocrite. Of course he's scum. Of course he's lower than low. He doesn't believe in anything. What a pathetic worm. Mike, do Scrandle? I don't even know what Scrandle is. What the fuck is Scrandle? What is superior? Bolton Wanderers. Where are we at? England. So we have savory Asian pancakes stuffed with shredded chicken, potato, and carrot, or margarita pizza with ham. I mean, if it's me, there's no fucking way I'm picking. Oh man, this is